Claire B. Lang. Roger, you spoke earlier about young people and phones, et cetera. I think back to the young Joey Logano, and I think about your success relating to people. And I think how he almost didn't make it at the time, right? And he came over to your place, and you listened to him, and his crew chief listened to him. What have you seen in him that has changed? And what advice do you have for young people who maybe, he could easily not have had a ride at the time, and look, now he's a multi-champion?
Well, I think number one, and you might not know the story, but, I had met Joey. I really didn't know him that well. I'd seen him run some, and of course he was with Gibbs. And there was discussion, at least in the market, that Gibbs didn't have a full-time ride for him in Cup. So I called Joe up, and I said, hey, I'd like to hire Joe. And he said, well, give me a week. I said, okay, I'm trying to be a decent guy. I might not do that today, but anyhow, I'll give anybody a week. But I called him back. He said, so we hired him. And he walked in the door. He was a winner at that point. And I think that he appreciated, to come to our team because he wasn't the top guy at Gibbs. And I think he came to our team and he saw that we ran as one organization and gave him all the tools that everybody else had. And I think that gave his confidence. And 34 wins with us in 13 years is amazing. So he started early. And, of course, the 3 championships, just think about it. It's inches to win these championships. There's a number of cars out there that could have won. But I just think it's the effort that he puts in on the track. He's one of the toughest competitors out there. You ask the guys he raced with every weekend. Then from, getting married and with Brittany, I think it's really important to say that the commitment he has to his family, his 2 sons and his daughter, and then the foundation, which he's put together with Brittany, where they're out doing things to help people that are not as fortunate. So I think he's matured as an individual, no question. We've matured. We've gotten better. I think the relationship with Paul Wolf, who's now the winningest crew chief in the garage area, thanks to Joey and together, I think you put all that together and you end up with a championship this year. So we're going to go for 4. Tell Hendricks, will you please?
I'll pass the word.
We can't get 14, I can tell you that.
We'll call him up. One other quick thing. Can you just celebrate this one? You've won so much, so many championships, so many big moments. How do you just let loose and enjoy this one?
You got to be careful today letting loose with all these cameras, right? No, listen, I think inside and most exciting part is and rewarding is that all of our people that work for us get the benefit of this win. I've said before my name's on the door, but it's the 450 people at Team Penske that make a difference. So, they work hard, they're loyal, and they want to win.
Yeah. We'll stay to your right, Roger, and go to Trey, and then Mark and Jerry.
Trey Downing, Motor Racing Network. Roger, you expect excellence from all of your people, but with all that Joey has accomplished now as a 3-time champion, is it fair to say he exceeded your expectations that you had for him when you hired him?
Well, if you'd have said to me 5 years ago that he'd win 3 championships, I said that's a big, tall order. But to watch him, the last few years and the way he's matured and his driving, and think about it, you got to go with a record. With 34 wins and, in 13 years, it's almost 3 a year. And then you look at the championships. I think that I expect him not only this year in the future to be what he is. I mean, he's at the top of his game, and I think we can help him stay there with Wolf and the right cars behind him, and obviously our support from Ford has been terrific, and our sponsors too. He's a great guy commercially, something we didn't talk about. We've had Pennzoil now, Shell Pennzoil, for almost 15 years, and these wins just pile up the opportunities with us, with the sponsors, and attracts other ones. And our business to business is very important too. And Joey's, you can't ask him, and he's always ready to go. And he's not waiting for an airplane or waiting how much. He said, what do I need to keep these sponsors? If he can stay like that, he'll be a winner for a long time.